Hey guys, welcome back to the Anything History channel, a destiny for those who like to wander in the unknown and diligent seekers of forgotten truths. Prepare to embark on a journey through the shadows of time, where legends and mysteries await. In this episode, we will look into the history of a creature that was formidable enough to even be written about in the Bible, and its name was the Leviathan. Our journey into the depths of ancient mysteries begins in the cradle of civilization, where tales of mythical creatures roamed the imaginations of ancient peoples. Mesopotamia and Egypt, rich in culture and tradition, were fertile grounds for the birth of legends. In Mesopotamia, the Leviathan lurked in the shadows of myth, a creature of immense power and terror. Its name evoked fear and awe, its existence shrouded in mystery. But what exactly was the Leviathan in real life? To unravel this enigma, we must journey back in time, to a world where people believed that gods and monsters walked among mortals. In the annals of ancient literature, the Epic of Gilgamesh stands as a testament to humanity's enduring quest for meaning and understanding. Within its writings, we find tales of heroes and monsters, of gods and demons. One such monster was the Leviathan, a creature of chaos and destruction. Described as a serpent of the waters, with scales like shields and breath that could kindle coals, the Leviathan struck fear into the hearts of all who dared to venture near its domain. The word Leviathan originates from the Hebrew language and is mentioned several times in the Holy Bible, particularly in the Book of Job and the Book of Psalms. But was the Leviathan merely a figment of ancient imagination, or did it have roots in the natural world? One big reason to believe that it was a real creature lies in simple logic. Ancient writers must have been referring to a creature that most of the readers had to have been familiar with. Otherwise, the readers or hearers of the stories would not have been able to relate to the power being described. Having an idea of what the creature was would have been important, especially in Bible stories where the truth would have been expected to be told. To answer the question of what the Leviathan really was, we must turn our gaze to the banks of the mighty rivers that cradled ancient civilizations. In Egypt, the Nile was the lifeblood of the land, its waters teeming with life and death. Along its banks, the crocodile reigned supreme, a fearsome predator with jaws that could crush bone and scales that glimmered in the sun. In Mesopotamia, the Tigris and Euphrates rivers flowed like veins through the heart of civilization. Here too, the crocodile held sway, its presence a constant reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the surface. Crocodiles are formidable reptiles known for their longevity, impressive size, and remarkable defense mechanisms. With lifespans spanning several decades, these creatures start as hatchlings before rapidly growing into formidable adults, some reaching lengths of over 20 feet. They possess tough, armored skin that shields them from predators and environmental hazards, along with powerful jaws capable of exerting immense bite force. Camouflaged by their coloration and patterned skin, crocodiles are stealthy ambush predators, blending seamlessly into their surroundings. Additionally, their regenerative abilities enable them to heal from injuries and infections, further enhancing their survival prowess in their diverse habitats. So far, the description in ancient texts points to the crocodile. But it's not just the crocodile's physical resemblance to the Leviathan that gives credence to this theory. It's also the creature's behavior, its habitat, and its place in the mythologies of ancient cultures. In the book called the Bible, Job describes the Leviathan as a creature of chaos, a symbol of untamed wilderness and primordial power. Scales like shields, impervious to harm, and eyes that glow with a fiery light. These descriptions bear a striking resemblance to the physical characteristics of the crocodile. Now, when you think about it, what other real-life creature in lakes, rivers, or the ocean resemble that description? And while we're on it, here are some other Bible verses that mention the Leviathan. Let's see which ones hit it on the head in describing the crocodile. Job 41 verse 1. Can you draw out Leviathan with a fishhook or press down his tongue with a cord? Job 41 verse 10. No one is so fierce that he dares to stir him up. Who then is he who can stand before me? Job 41 verse 18. His snorting flashes with light, and his eyes are like the rays of dawn. Psalm 74 verse 14. You crushed the heads of Leviathan. You fed him to the creatures of the desert. Psalms 104 verse 26. There go the ships pass and Leviathan, which you formed to frolic there. The point being made in the scriptures is that the Leviathan was one of the most feared creatures that the people of that day faced. Anytime they would get near the water, there was the danger of being grabbed and destroyed by this powerful predator and scavenger. Yet the Almighty was saying that this Leviathan was nothing in comparison to the power he possessed. Now, some descriptions might seem a little tougher to apply, but they're actually not. Don't let the exaggerations or mentions of the ocean and sea throw you off either. There is no other creature with similar traits or characteristics that would have been found in these ancient areas, except the crocodile. Now let's be smart. This video is not about whether you believe the Bible or not, but instead is about the mentioning of the name Leviathan in history. We know that certain people back in that day believed in what they were talking about, and they had a strong enough conviction to write it down in the pages of scriptures. Those writers were trying to get the reader to be able to realize what an unconquerable strength looked like, and that the Leviathan was an undefeatable creature. And logically, seeing that most of the people in those areas were probably illiterate for the most part, the writer wanted the message to be clear. So you must assume the reader had heard of the Leviathan. It had to be a real creature to them that they had some knowledge about in their time. Or the readers would be saying to themselves, "What is this guy talking about?" I'm hoping you are understanding what I'm trying to say. While the connection between the Leviathan and crocodiles still may not be immediately apparent, here are other plausible ways in which these ancient myths and real-world animals could be linked. Crocodiles are known for their remarkable adaptability to various environments, including estuaries and coastal areas where fresh water meets the sea. They are capable of surviving in brackish water and can even venture out into open ocean for short distances. And note that there is such a thing as a saltwater crocodile. In ancient cultures where the Leviathan myth originated, crocodiles were seen as symbols of primordial chaos and untamed wilderness. Their powerful jaws, armored bodies, and fearsome reputation as apex predators could have contributed to their association with the legendary sea monster. It's possible that descriptions of the Leviathan in ancient texts were somewhat exaggerated or embellished over time, leading to the creature being portrayed as larger and more fearsome than any real animal. Crocodiles, with their formidable appearance and predatory behavior, may have served as a basis for these exaggerated depictions. In regions where crocodiles were common, such as ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, they may have been prominent figures in local mythology and folklore. So stories and legends about crocodiles could have influenced the development of the Leviathan myth, especially among cultures that had regular interactions with these animals. Even if the Leviathan was originally inspired by real animals like crocodiles, its significance in religious and mythological contexts often goes beyond literal interpretation. But crocodiles seem to be the starting point of the discussion. But perhaps the most compelling evidence comes from the archaeological record itself. In ancient Egypt, crocodile mummies have been unearthed from temple complexes and burial sites, their presence a testament to the reverence with which they were held. So, what was the Leviathan in real life? In all likelihood, it was simply just the crocodile, especially if you were trying to bring the Leviathan creature into reality. This is just what really makes the most sense. What do you think? Regardless, history will probably always see the Leviathan as a creature of myth and legend, whose presence loomed large in the imaginations of ancient peoples. Thanks for checking us out again. Join the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.